another episode of Sandy and Anthony discuss Temptation Island. We're talking about episode 10, I believe. And this episode was pretty cool because it's cutting down to the end of the show. This was the one where they were going to do their final bonfires where they're in person. So the episode starts off with the girls talking to their guys, and Mark shows up and he says, got some important news. And they're like, yeah, what's up, Mark? You guys are leaving right now. They're like, wait, what? So this is where they told the single people that they gotta go. This is it. And they didn't notice at all. So they're like shocked, like, wait, what? So the same treatment goes on the other side of the island. Tell the other people, this is it. You're out. And they have to leave. Um, they all talk, they hug, they kiss, they say their goodbyes, whatever. And now this leads up to the
Seeing their actual girlfriends and boyfriends at
yep.
the final bonfire. So, just so you'll know, the final bonfires will be cut into two episodes. So
Mhm.
they started off with the couple, the soccer chick
Mhm.
and her man,
Right.
and I forget their names, so
Yeah.
forgive us for that.
And sad, they're just not.
They're just not that, like, I don't know, they don't stick out that much. So anyway, it starts off with them, and they're just kind of, they say the little points about how they felt. Like the guy was like, "I'm not gonna let you just kind of just mistreat me in this
Right.
relationship, and I just sit back and be like abused or whatever,
Right.
kind of like mentally or physically, not physically, mentally abused because you kind of take advantage or whatever."
Well, if you start over, for the people who haven't been watching, the girl was the one that brought them there because she's the soccer girl that's real popular, dated, the attractive soccer dudes, and she with this good dude, and he's the kind of cool. He's an attractive dude, but he's like the geeky dude, and he
She
feels
felt like
like,
he didn't have confidence in himself
yep.
and whatnot. So she was able to kind of tread over him a little bit and
Hmm.
just kind of control the relationship. And she took them there because she didn't want to feel like she was the one always in control, not realizing until she got to the island that most of the relationship being that way was kind of her own fault for her past relationships. She felt like she needed to work on herself too. Whatever. So they end up, talking at the bonfire. They both say their little pieces about their experience and this
Hmm.
and that and how, yeah, they made a connection, but it was nothing serious. Same thing with her. She talked to
Hmm.
somebody, but it was nothing serious. Neither one of them did anything with anybody else. So at the end, they were pretty much like, "Oh, I love you, I miss you," and they went home together.
Yep.
So then next,
Next was the spicy of the spicy, which I'm shocked they didn't save them for the next episode. Well, I guess they kind of did.
well, they kind of did.
So it's Kendall and Erica, so the black couple. And remember, he's the guy that cheated. Well, okay.
Well,
They came on the island and said they had no rules. So technically, he didn't do nothing wrong. But as soon as they got on the island, he slept with one girl. Then he had a threesome with the girl and another girl. And so he's just been wilding. So um, Erica hasn't done anything. She's been pretty good until her last date.
where she kissed the
She
guy.
kissed the guy. So, oh, I feel like she's leaving it out. I feel like she did more than that.
Either way, he had a threesome. Two different girls, kept it going, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he made himself and her look pretty bad on that show. Whether you had no rules or not, you're still on public TV and you're supposed to be a couple and you went to this island and you're sleeping with not only one, but two people. So, anyway, they start talking. Of course, he goes first because it's better that way if he went first and tried to explain himself. But he couldn't really explain himself. He just pretty much was like, I mean, I just went there and was kind of getting the experience and da da da, and try to sugarcoat it. And then she says her piece. She's like, well, I just make it make sense to me. You literally went there, slept with the one girl, and then the next night had a threesome with two girls, and then continued to sleep with the same person throughout the show. And he was stumbling for words to make it make sense, and then he was just like, you're right, yeah, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have did this and I shouldn't have did that, blah blah blah. But Erica was had her game face on. All right,
Hmm.
I don't
He
know
was
if she's
like,
gonna stay that
he
way.
was like, well, what did you do? And she was like, she paused a little bit. I kissed the guy on the last date. I kissed my date. He was like, oh, and that's it. She was like, yeah, that's it. So he was like, all right. So then And Mark said, okay, so let me know. What are you guys going to do? Because he asked you three things. One, he let the one person talk and you can't say nothing. Two, the other person get to talk and the other person can't say nothing. And three, do you guys want to,
Ask each other questions.
A, do you want to live? Do you want to leave the island together? B, do you want to leave the island single? Or C, do you want to leave the island with one of the singles you met? So, he went into, was he
Letting
gonna
them question each other.
let them question each other?
Erica was pretty much, she was giving him the, like, yo, what the F kind of
I mean, that's what we kind of just mentioned,
stuff.
though. You know.
But, so anyway, they asked each other questions. Wasn't, well, not that it wasn't serious. It was serious. And then they cut it off at the
Yeah.
end, where they're supposed to make a choice if they're going to leave together, single, or with somebody else. And it'll go into the next bonfire.
Yeah. So I always thought this would be the couple of the couples, right? But the fact that they ended, I was like, okay, well, cool, because you could still start the last show off with them to
Mm-hmm.
hear the juicy part, and then you go into the one guy bought a ring, so he wants to propose to his girl. And then you're gonna get the other spicy couple where the girl is super into the new guy, Blake, that
Blake.
she met. Yeah, her name is Chelsea. And then her boyfriend Tom kind of met the Spanish chick,
Sophia.
Sophia, that he really likes. So who knows if they're gonna get back together? I think he will try to get with her, but I think she wants to be with Blake. I
Mm-hmm.
think she got that shiny syndrome, shiny object syndrome. She found a new thing, and she's like, "But I like the new thing, you know," and
Yeah.
she don't want to let go.
She might be like, I'm just gonna keep this new thing because it's nice and shiny.
You know?
But I don't know. I feel like her and Tom are both gonna leave with their person they were with on the island. And then our last couple, the one where he bought the ring and stuff, I think they might try to end it off with something happy. So maybe they will get
Yeah, I
engaged.
disagree. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna do them next, and then they're gonna end it off with Chelsea and Tom because that's like the more controversial.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe they will do the proposal first if they know it's gonna go well. They'll put that first and then end it off with the crazy stuff.
Well, I almost got a feeling she's gonna say no, which is crazy.
But
But
I don't feel like, even if she says no, I don't feel like they're not gonna leave together. They're gonna leave together. I feel like they're definitely going home together, whether they get engaged or not.
I think if she says no, they're done.
I don't think so. I
We'll have
think
to
he'll
see.
still stick.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think he'll stay around because he really wants to be with her. So. But that's it, guys.
That's it. So that is Temptation Island, the Sandy and Anthony discussion, and this Tuesday we'll have another. I don't know if this is gonna be the final episode, but it's gonna be the final bonfire. So I know they're gonna also have a reunion show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it. But we will see you guys there. With that said, now your mama knows.